Alright, I'm on hole number 9 of the Tropic Kings tournament and Tuesday's qualifying round of the rookie division. And hole number 9. Okay, this is going to take me a minute, guys. Sorry. So normally what I like to do in rookie is if you bring a 3 power ball, you can go right through these trees. If you got an extra mile, you go right through those trees, and you're letting the wind carry you, and realize that it carries about 10% farther down here. So if you butt yourself right up against this transitional line and you hit a grate to the left, you're going to end up in the rough right here. And if you end up in the rough short, you're sunk. Okay, because even if you have a Nirvana in your bag for a rough iron, you have to be in front of this line right here in order for a Nirvana to get you on the green. So if you're behind this line, you're in big trouble. You're going to be laying it up and then being on the green in 3, and you're looking at birdie. And this is a hole that a ton of people are going to get birdies on. You know, I would think probably 40 to 50% of the people that come to this hole are going to get eagles. And you're going to have probably 48 people out of 100 are going to get birdie, and then 2 people out of 100 are going to get lucky and get an albatross. It is a tough hole to albatross, but people are going to get albatrosses on it. They're going to set themselves up right and get on, or they're going to get lucky, one of the two. But it's a hard hole to albie. So that's my normal shot here, and you can achieve this if you've got, a level 7 or a level 8, probably even a level 6 extra mile where it gets a little bit of its topspin. You can achieve this by either being out here in the rough and getting on with your Nirvana, or ending up right out in this area right here. That's your goal. But I have level 4 extra mile, and it does not have enough topspin where I think I can get out there. Now, this account does have a few level 5 balls, which would help me. My other option is to try and curl around the trees, but I've only got a lower level quarterback, and while I can easily get around the trees with the quarterback, it doesn't have any topspin. So it's going to be very unlikely that I'm going to end up very far out here, and then I'm going to have to take that next shot with a big dog. Now let's go look at my big dog and my quarterback. So my big dog at level 4 has 177 yards. I think it maxed out big dog, it's 185. Do have a little bit of topspin in it, not as much as, just a few levels away, 5 more cards away, and it's going to pick up I think it's next level, it starts to pick up some topspin. So if I lay up, the deal is if I lay up and anything goes wrong, or if I don't end up out there far enough because my QB only has just a little teeny topspin, 2 and a little bars. So it's going to be hard to get way up in that hole, so that means I'm going to be struggling with my big dog on distance unless I bring a big ball. But if I'm going to bring anything bigger than a 3 power ball, I might as well go for the shot up front. And if I end up in the rough out there, I'm sunk in this account, because this account does not have a Nirvana that hits 125 yards. It has a machete, and it only hits 91. That's 30 yards. Well, 129, I think, 125, somewhere in there. So you're giving up 35 yards. So I'm going to have to bring a big ball, and I'm going to have to do the layup. I think that's the only shot that I have, because I don't have enough topspin in my extra mile and that distance that you get, and there's not enough curl on it. This is going to be, I'm going to have to do the layup shot. I'm going to have to bring a quarterback. I'm going to have to bring a big dog. And then I definitely want to bring whatever here's got the most backspin. How much cash do I have? I'm going to upgrade this. 119, 120. Get that topspin, they'd be almost the same. It'd be 37. Be pretty close, but the backspin would help me. Let's save some coins there. Let's see how much backspin I got here. So I'll have to bring a backbone, and I'm not going to get into my thorn range, but if I get to that point, I may have to chip it up there because I couldn't get on. And I'm going to have to bring a Kingmaker. Let's see what I got as far as power balls. It's a Kingmaker in disguise. Now this one right here will help me. I only have 4 balls in total, and this is a qualifying round, and you need 5 balls to get you through You need 2 balls for the weekend round, 2 balls for the opening round, and 1 ball for the qualifying round. So you need 5 of these, and I only have 4. So that means one of these times around I'm not going to be able to get on. I'm not going to be able to use this ball. So as much as I'd like to use it right now, if I use it now, it would be more important to use it on the weekend and the opening round for those tiebreakers than it is in the qualifying round. But I'd really like to get an eagle on this, and I do have a berserker. What's the side spin on the Easter ball? Only 1 side spin. So I could use a berserker. Let me set up a second bag just so I can get the look. I can take a look at it and see what it looks like. And here it's all about, let me go back and look at that ball again. That 2 side spin worries me. It's hard to get out there with 2 side spin, and this club doesn't have that extra mile, doesn't have any curl. I'm going to just have to commit to doing the layup shot. So I'm going to take these clubs with me, and I'm going to do a layup shot. I don't have a lot of options as far as distance goes. You know, I just don't have a lot of options with what I'm going to take here. So I'm going to take a berserker, and I'm taking the berserker more for the second shot than for the first shot. Let's see how much curl a level 4 quarterback has. It's got pretty good curl. I should be able to walk that thing around the corner. Alright, that's what I'm taking. It's either going to work or it's not going to work. Let's open up a chest. Get some more club cards in there. Once we get enough cash in this account, we'll open up all those cards and upgrade all those clubs. In my experience, what I found is that by the time you get to 2 million coins, it'll take 1 million coins just to upgrade all your clubs. And the commons are super expensive. But the commons, once you get them to level 8, you get enough club cards to get one of those commons to level 8, they start becoming awesome clubs. A common bag with you know, just, you know, level 8 to level 10, quarterback, sniper, Saturn, or backbone, depending on what you like to do with your clubs, a claw. Those are awesome clubs to have in your bag. When the claw gets to level 10, I actually prefer it over the thorn because it's got a little teeny less. Instead of 100 backspin, it's only got 97. You lose 3, but it's more accurate. Instead of 1.9 per ring, it's 1.5. And that makes a big difference. So our opponent is definitely going to be on in 3 if they can recover from that. And so I've got a big ball here. I'm going to switch, try to get my quarterback range. My minimum club. And I'm going to put all the curl on it and try and get that sucker to come up in that hole. I'm going to help myself out and be just a little bit shorter. And I'm going to take out the wind, which is a little over 2 rings. So I'm right back on the line. Hitting it perfect, trying to walk it around those trees. Trying to get myself up into that area and miss that rough over there on the right hand side. I would have liked to have been up a little bit farther, but that right there will give me a shot with my big dog. And the deal is that I'm not trying to go for an albatross here. I'm trying to limp onto the green, get me a putt, get an eagle, and go to the next hole. Don't get greedy. Goal number 1 on this hole is to get your eagle, because like I said, there's going to be a ton of people that don't get eagle on this hole, and if you can get an eagle on this hole, you're going to move yourself up the charts just because you got the eagle on this hole. And we helped ourselves out. It kind of hurt us a little on the setup on the drive shot, but we helped ourselves. I helped myself out by bringing a level 5 ball to this party. I want to put all the backspin that I can on there and just try and limp onto the hole, but I want to try and take as much of that hill face out of play as possible. And this club hits 2.5 per ring, so we're just a smidgen over 1 ring. And then I'm not going to put any curl on, but I'm going to lean up against the nubs on the right hand side because I definitely want the ball to go to the right. And I hit it perfect. And I just want to get on the green and get a putt and move along. That is an eagle right there. That's a very makeable putt, and the whole deal is just get on the green, get your eagle, and go home. Don't try and be a hero on this hole. If you're in our opponent's spot, and you know, with where we're at, I would do everything I could to try and put this in the hole. I would see if I could do a dunk with my wood and do whatever it took to try and get an eagle on this hole, because it doesn't matter. The worst you're going to get is a birdie. If we miss this putt, it will be the most epic fail of the week. Getting on the green nicely, just trying to limp out there. One of the best ways to get an albatross on this hole is to do a dunk. Isn't it perfect? In the hole. Eagle. So that was actually a pretty good qualifying round. And going back to what I was saying, if anytime you hear the word, hey, you got a great shot of getting an albatross by you doing a dunk, you know how hard it is to get an albatross on that hole. Hard. All right. Going into this, I'm looking at -13 as the absolute minimum score that you can get, and you know, for like, if you're in a rookie bracket, this is in a rookie bracket playing against rookies that have low level clubs. If you've got low level clubs and you shoot a -13 both times by, you're looking at a -26, you're giving yourself a shot for a win. Guaranteed you're going to be in the top 10, probably in the top 5. My personal goal is to shoot a 28 on every round. I want to pick up 2. And what's sad here is I picked up 2 on this, and I dropped 2 that I shouldn't have dropped. I dropped 5 and I dropped 7. And so it's very doable even with lower level clubs. But the key is that knowing the numbers. Before I started this round, I opened this up, I went in here, I went through the clubs that I had available, and I made myself a cheat sheet. And I got driver, extra mile, and QB. Those are the only 2 drivers I'm going to use. I put Viper, Big Dog. I wrote the numbers down. Long iron, Goliath, Saturn, Backbone. Short iron, Thorn, Kingfisher, Runner. I'm not worried about my wedge. If you get down into that range where you're in your wedge, it's pretty much going to be just a touch adjustment. Rough iron, Machete, Sand, Malibu. And so I wrote all my numbers down. And so as I started playing, I had all those numbers with me. So knowing your win numbers for your clubs and having a little cheat sheet right next to you, so when you get on that hole, I have 2 things here. I have one that's a cheat sheet for the tournament. I know kind of what I'm going to play on each hole based on my main rookie account, and then I have to modify it based on the clubs in this account, and then I know my win numbers. So when you get out there on the course, you can actually make proper adjustments. All right, that was the Tropic Kings tournament and Tuesday's qualifying round in the rookie division. Thanks for watching.